Alright y'all, well, it's been raining this morning. If I didn't have the camera equipment, it's probably been light enough for the last 30 minutes or so I would have gone hunting, but now I think we're good enough where I can haul the camera out there. So we're gonna go right up this ridge. Hopefully they haven't made their way too far down the ridges yet and we don't bump them, but let's see if we can make it happen. Alright y'all, well, we've just gotten set up. It's raining a little bit still. I'm hoping the camera's gonna be okay. Because of the rain, it's been very quiet getting in here, so I don't think I would have bumped anything. I'm gonna hit the call and see if there's anything on the other end of this ridge, which is a lot of times where they roost, so. I hear a crow. I was hoping that crow would get one to fire up. Anyways, I'll hit a little soft call here. See if anything gets fired up. I hear something coming, I think. Guys, well, it's getting close to 7, and I just heard the first gobble. Bad news is, just heard it again, it's across the road on a different property. But the birds are definitely not talking this morning. I'm gonna sit up on this ridge for a little bit because I've had a couple calls. See if anything comes looking. And then what I may do is pivot and go out to the fields and see if they're out there and I've been hearing crows call like crazy and it doesn't seem to be getting them fired up. So I'm wondering if they're gonna be pretty quiet this morning. Anyways, we'll hang tight. See if anything happens. Gonna hit the call again. Got the Jerry Classic by Woodhaven. Just heard a gobble back the same one across the road, several hundred yards away. A bird we can't hunt. seabirds up here a lot, so I know this is a place they like to be. And I've killed several on this ridge. I may have just heard another one that way, but very far away and off the property. Maybe they're starting to gobble, but it's been a very quiet morning. There was a bird up on the other end of this ridge last weekend that was super hot. I mean, just gobbling at everything. And a gobble again. We just need one to do that on the property we can hunt, preferably on the ridge that we're on. Alright y'all, so I haven't heard anything up on this ridge. We've got a gobbler gobbling across the road. I'm gonna see if I can beat him to the fields. I've got to go several hundred yards to intercept him, but he's the only thing that I've heard gobble this morning, so we're gonna see if we can't work him and call him out there to those fields. Alright, this baldy acted like she wanted to dive at me through the fence on my way in. See if she does it again. Just waved her off. Angry hamburger. Alright guys, I've made a beeline down to this creek bottom. I've got to get this log out of my butt, but once we do that, we should be set up pretty good. That bird, we're up on a ridge that way. He's over that way. He's the only bird that I've heard making any noise this morning. So, with any luck, maybe we'll be able to call him over to us. Hopefully I made it here in time and I haven't spooked him. Let's see if he's still over here. He would have been just on one of these two ridges or down in the holler somewhere. We heard probably at least 8 gobblers last week. Saw 3 of them. And now we've only got one been responsive this morning. Anyways, alright y'all, it's about 8:30. Still haven't heard anything. Still haven't seen anything. I'm gonna slip around some of these field edges, see if we can get eyes on a bird. They've just been awfully quiet this morning. I don't know if it's like a barometric pressure thing or what, but it's definitely not been one of those dynamite mornings that you dream of where they just fire back. Alright, I'm gonna slip around and go see if we can't get eyes on a bird. Or maybe strike one up. Alright guys, we're getting on into the morning. We have not seen any birds or heard any birds. I've got one last field to check. See if we can't stir something up, and then if not, we may put a bow on this morning and try it later. Maybe try and strike a midday bird up or catch one this evening coming to roost. Anyways, got one more field to check. It's right around the corner here. I'm gonna shut up and get quiet as I sneak around the edge. Alright guys, so we're back here at the truck. It's been a slow morning. We haven't seen anything. I think I'm gonna call it a morning. I've had a couple of companies send some stuff out to the channel to create a video on and to give some feedback and thoughts and opinions on. So I'm gonna go do that, and maybe we'll slip back out here midday or this evening and see if we can't strike one up. Stay tuned. Woo! Hope it's not going to be another morning of no gobbles. This dog barking at me is not helping my cause. Birds are starting to wake up. Alright, I'm just gonna go get set up in the fields. I was gonna walk way down that ridge, but I'm not doing all that if that bird's not gonna be responsive. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go get set up in this field where they typically fly down to. I'll catch you over there. Alright guys, so here's the situation. Depending on what I've edited in or not, you may already know this, but the birds are not cooperating this morning. We have not been able to get one to gobble off the roost. Nor did we have time to roost one last night. I just heard a crow, nothing gobbled. There's another one, no gobbles. So, the turkeys aren't cooperating this morning. I was gonna hoof it back to a ridge that they're at sometimes, but I didn't want to walk all the way back there because it's boom or bust. And not know that I'm in the game, so I'm set up on a field edge in a creek bottom. Or maybe we can just get a visual on some. Because I don't think they're going to be talkative this morning. They should be flying down at any time. And there's a pretty good chance we'll see some. They're typically out in this field, so hang tight. I'll spin you around. Maybe we can get something to cooperate. Alright guys, we've got one turkey. He's flown down on the other end of the field. I cannot tell what it is. I think it's a hen, but it's hard to say. is still completely dead and non-responsive to calls or any of the crows or owls that I've heard. So I'm gonna sit tight and just maybe kind of see how things naturally play out. I'm hoping that turkey will work its way down the field here. It would be awesome if it was a lonely Tom and wanted to come check me out, but that hasn't happened, nor has it shown any interest in my calling. Hopefully some more birds will hit the field before long. This is typically where they want to be first thing in the morning. Stay tuned, let's see what happens. Alright, that turkey is going the opposite way of my calls. Not quite what we wanted. You ever get up and you feel like you're forgetting something? Alright guys, so for me, turkey hunting is not like deer hunting. I'm not going to sit there and just wait it out if it ain't happening. I'm going to go relocate, check some of these other fields, see if there's any birds, and if we don't see nothing, we'll come back in and try it out a different time. Well, it's about 4 o'clock. I haven't had any luck striking up a bird. I've heard some real live crows, but no gobble. I'm gonna do this crow call real quick just to see, but I'm not feeling too confident. Hundreds and hundreds of yards away, way on the neighbor's property, way too far away to hunt. Maybe. I couldn't tell. Whether it was a turkey or not, it was not close enough to worry about. a couple of places. Might as well go check the next ridge. Even though I think one would have gobbled from that. Alright guys, well this is just our luck. We have been trying to work up a bird all evening. And I'm walking this creek bottom. I don't know if I'm getting him to show up on the camera. There he goes. Oh, I can't even tell what kind of bird that is. So, I've been walking every ridge on the place. I've been blowing the crow call. Can't get anything to respond. Finally, I thought, screw it, I'll check these creek bottoms. I'm at the very end of as far as I can go. We come around this corner right here, and right about the time that the bird sees us, we see it right there, and it goes across the road. Man, that's a heartbreaker. But what I'm thinking is, I couldn't tell if it was a hen or a tom. It looked pretty big. It's probably a tom, which makes me think many thoughts. But what I am thinking is, I'm just gonna get set up over here somewhere and just sit and just wait it out, I think. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. That's part of it. Bumping birds, trying to find birds. Oh man, I think I hear it putting up there on the hill. So there's a little more insult to injury. Alright. I'm gonna figure out which one of these trees I want to sit by. Try and get one that's tucked away a bit. And hunker down for the evening. That sucks. Alright guys, well, we're out of breath. We have been working. I don't know who he is. I've been working every single ridge top, trying to strike up a bird. It had been happening for me in the fields, so I figured I'd go work the ridges. Can't strike up a bird. Thought, okay, well, let me go check the fields. The very last field there is to check. I'm walking it, and I come around a corner, and I'm pretty sure it was a tom. I'll have to zoom in on the footage, but I came around the corner about the same time a tom did. Maybe 80 or so yards away, maybe 100, probably closer to 100 and some change. But anyways, he saw me about the time that I saw him, and he went up on the hill. But that's discouraging. Alright y'all, so this is how my day's going. Haven't been able to strike a bird to save our life. This morning was a total flop. Then we come out here this afternoon, Can't strike a bird to save our life. Bump one right at the very end, as soon as we've walked pretty much the entire property. Then I was like, screw it, I'll just sit here and wait. And then I said, screw it, I'm tired of waiting. After doing some calling, and I have to let things calm down to see if there's anything else around. I've been doing some calling here, having no luck. Don't see anything, don't see anything. As soon as I stand up, I hear one putting on the hill. Man. It's just my luck. Alright guys, I think we're gonna put a bow on this afternoon. It's gotten incredibly windy. Nothing seems to be responsive to calls. We have walked almost this entire property, and all we have to show for it is, what is that down there? We bumped one. Man, it just got dark. Is it eclipsing again? We bumped one at the very end of our walk. And then it was like, okay, he didn't go off putting or anything. So let things kind of get quiet. Called, waited, and then as soon as we were getting up, because for me, turkey hunting's not like deer hunting. I don't want to just sit there and just wait it out. As soon as I got up, didn't see nothing. Lean my gun up against the tree, stand up. One goes putting off up the hill, so maybe it's not meant for us to get a bird. I'm just looking down this lane, make sure we don't walk up on one, but I'm not feeling too confident. I'm gonna check these fields and then call it. I like turkey hunting when they're hot. I don't want to sit there and just wait it out, like I said earlier. So I've especially too gotten to where I like to run and gun more if it's happening, and you can find a gobbler who's hot to trot. So anyways, like I said, making my way back to the truck, just keeping an eye on these fields, make sure I don't see a head pop up. Alright, I think that might about do it for today. We're not in the timber, so at this point we're probably not going to catch any coming back to roost. Man, that sun keeps going in and out, in and out. But I think this is going to put a bow on our weekend adventures. I don't know. I might post this. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy seeing a hunt, whether or not there was a harvest, but just coming along for a hunt, or if you'd rather not watch it unless there's a turkey or a deer or whatever taken. But this is more often than not how it goes. It's typically not always the highlight reels that you see on YouTube for the average guy on the weekend. It's typically something more like this. Anyways, let's get some purdy B-roll of this creek.